Alright, we are back with more Factorio. Here we go. I am Pax, and we are continuing the playthrough of space exploration. And we are back in the Orbital hub, looking to catch a ride on the rocket, go back into orbit. Rocket's almost full, but there's a couple of issues. One issue is this train is out of fuel, which is a little bit terrifying. So we're going to try to fix this by just deconstructing the train, and so make this deconstruction planner and blacklist the rails. Deconstruct the train, please, bots. And hopefully that doesn't happen more often, too much more often. I don't know why we ran out of fuel. It might be because these artillery bunkers don't have refueling. So that could be why, but that's a little scary. Alright, but then yes, we have cleared out all the biters to the east and set up a wall. Then we set up the train tracks, or I told the bots to start building all these train tracks, so we'll let them continue building out here. And of course this gives us a lot more mining and space to build. Trying to build some bridges across just for some connectivity. But then I think I'll also, in space exploration, the sort of richness modifier. So usually as you go further away from your starting location, the ore patches get richer. But I think the richness modifier must be reduced or just not as impactful in these settings, because it seems like, yeah, the resource patches don't really change too drastically. So I was thinking, because, you know, this eastern area is pretty close to where we started, and so it sometimes would make more sense to go expand west for better resources, but the resources really just aren't that much better. So this was like definitely the best, easiest place to cut off and get a ton of area, because another one of these giant lake borders. So then this is still churning. Okay, but I think that's because something's going wrong with space. Scientists stopped. Yes, and what's going wrong is, well, one of the cargo rockets crashed, so that's what this is. Yes, and the bots are I see. The bots are not happy probably because they don't have anywhere to go. I see. Yes, all the storage is filled up, but I guess we can just turn these filters off. Have the bots reorganize and pick up the cargo from this crashed cargo rocket. So I think that was stalling us as well. So hopefully that allows us to keep going again. And it looks like, what are we? Yes, we were missing the vulcanite. And there's vulcanite over here. Right, so let's do this a little bit too. Okay, so yes, I think because of that, the cargo rocket is actually stalled out, so it might be a while before any more trains come for loading. But then we're basically ready then to set up this cargo rocket. So the point of going into space is because we're gonna take our spaceship and go to a new moon and use this cargo rocket to supply the logistics. And so we're gonna take the spaceship to set up the landing pad on the moon before we send the cargo rocket. Actually, it looks like there's a couple of wires missing. So we need to fix these wires here and here. Then let's see, I think I'm going to turn off this one. So this is to set up the space logistics, but I think on the first rocket ship, I want to mostly send the other types of logistics for setting up the rails especially, so I'm going to actually add even more rails. And then we can turn it on, but I'm a little bit worried about the LTN network, so I'm going to try to actually change this. I think this still doesn't work, so I'm going to try to make this even bigger. Let's say 25. So hopefully this blocks off even more the wagon's cargo so that the trains don't overfill and we request, you know, so much stuff. So let's see. So this is requesting, yes. So 40 stacks, 37 stacks, 21 stacks. That's promising. So the 40 stacks, hopefully it doesn't overfill it. Also, I think, yeah, you should be working. So this is another train station I set up for getting logistics items off the cars on Belt's production line. So I think that's pretty cool. So that's going. And then, how are you looking? So did you get stuck? See, it still got stuck. Oh well. Sometimes it gets stuck. See, and then the problem when it gets stuck is that these inserters have stuff on them. So it will definitely put this on the next train, even though the next train doesn't necessarily ask for it. But I think it's okay because these trains are just luckily going to the same place, so we're not going to be too bogged down by this train having a roboport on the cargo, and it got stuck again. It's still getting stuck. And the thing is because, like, yeah, there's like one pipe here, one extra big electric pole here, one extra substation here. It's filling it up. It's a little frustrating, but it's not too big of a deal, I think. Once we get another requester warehouse, I guess we can fix this. Why are you stuck? So somehow this one's stuck because it just doesn't have enough stack inserters. It's waiting for more and more tracks. Okay, hopefully more tracks are coming. More tracks, more stack inserters. Okay, it got there eventually. Of course, this is going to just reactivate the base, and all the iron gets getting completely devoured before we even make it to the rails. I think we need to have a bigger buffer of rails. We actually might also want to, I think, just make more rails. Have this base make more rails as well. Upgrade, sure. Just need more production of some things, probably. You know, probably like roboports even. Let's make some more roboports. Then we'll see what else we need. Let's get this part of the base to do more because it can handle a lot more production. So, oh yeah, I put some beacons down. Started putting some beacons down. So just like mostly actually a lot of efficiency beacons. I think start using those and sped this up. So consuming the full 2 yellow lanes of ore. I don't think we are producing 2 yellow lanes, but then I was thinking of putting beacons on the module, on the blue circuits, but maybe next time. Alright, how are we looking here? Still 490, so let's check back into space. Yes, I think it's because of this other rocket that crashed. That added a lot of extra supplies to the space station, and so that's why this rocket is stalled out, because we're oversaturated with supplies actually. Looks like science is picking back up again. That's good news. And eventually, I still want to try to drain this out and just move everything over here. And are trains getting stuck still? Yes. Gosh. Oh well. Okay, we just go. The robot crashed, I guess. Are we looking? Hopefully it doesn't take too long. Alright, okay. Rails are coming. Hopefully. Not even producing rails because all the iron is getting consumed by everything else. It's cool to see the base up in action though. Fine, fine. Okay, the accumulators are here. Okay, let's go. We're ready. Let's go to space. Rockets filled enough. Non-absorb it. Launch. And we're off to space. Another rocket off to space. Doesn't tell you how many it's launched, but it's okay. Probably like 30 or so by now. Alright, we're back in space. Hey. Alright, so one thing I want to do while we're up here before we go is change this. So this is a little mechanism for... The point was to try to prevent things from jamming. And so this counts everything that's on the bus, and if it's over 2,000 or so, then this will activate. So that this will prevent the sushi belt from jamming. And so what I want to do is actually just directly put the stuff it puts in here back on under the same kind of condition. I'm going to do it the opposite direction and make it a little bit lower, so then we can recycle things. And then I think also what we'll do is maybe we'll do one of these as well. So we'll have you kind of go there, and we'll set this up to also include this. Sure, something like this should be okay. And we'll just we'll do this, and it needs to connect. Okay, so this way, if it gets jammed, we'll pull it off, and anything in here will also get reinstated onto the bus when needed. But then I have this too, because some things it pulls off that, you know, aren't normally on this logistics part. So this will just try to put anything else back on when it can, just to keep this clear. So that's the goal. Let's see, and then yeah, we're still hoping that this eventually gets cleared out so we can make space. So then let's go load the spaceship. I'm gonna just put a little walkway here. Alright, so what we're going to do is, let's see, we should have, yes, most of the stuff we want. Let's see, I think we might want to just have a bit more rocket fuel requested. Oops, I don't want this plastic, I don't want this contamination facility. Let's see, I can get rid of these in here, or store them in here, this as well. And maybe these two, sure, just have those, hold on to those for me. Then let's request a couple more solar panels, even though I know we have a ton, there's a ton on the, let's get more bots. This looks good. Then, okay, this looks good. I have my own cargo landing pad, that's good. Alright, I think this is fine. Great, got more bots. Alright, okay, so then I think then we can venture down to Ermintrude. Alright, Ermintrude orbit, launch. Alright, only a short 40-second ride, so engage. Or maybe about a minute as we accelerate to maximum velocity. Fortunately, we don't have to slow down. Hey. Alright, so then if we look then back on Novice as we make our trip. Okay, that's looking fine. How are you looking? Almost completely full, so got all the logistic stuff. How many rails do we have? 2.7k, not entirely that many. Hopefully more rails come. And then we'll also need to add the rocket logistics, but I think I have enough to set up an entire spaceport, so it's fine. Alright, keep us protected. Power is holding. Actually, oh, yeah, we're here. Alright, anchor. Anchor. Hello, Ermintrude orbit. Now let's get a capsule and land on the surface. So it turns out we can put the capsule inside the spaceship. Alright, so let's jump in the capsule. Let's set the destination coordinates. I want to go, I think, kind of right in the middle over here-ish. So something there is fine. Then let's load this up with rocket fuel. Have some of those. Have some of those. Give me more of these. Give me more rocket fuel. Give me more of this. Give me... Just give me the extra landing pad, sure. This is fine. Give me all the bots. Then just take... Here, just take this stuff. This kind of stuff, sure. And then the bots are still in my inventory. Let's turn this off. Okay, looking good. Alright, let's go. Launch. Ermintrude. We are here. Hello. Alright, we've touched down in Ermintrude. Great. So we want to then set some rails up and set up the space logistics. And I've also been working on modifying the rails a bit more. So I've kind of redesigned it just a little bit to just be a little more aesthetic, and just I want to make a nice robust rail blueprint book just with the rail system. That's also worked for vanilla. And I think we're going to start by, yes, kind of just smash on top of this stone in this like starting track, but we'll have to get some landfill and such. But that's where we're going to start off, and we're going to build our first station right here. There we go. And we're also going to build a solar power array for electricity. Thank you. Electricity, thank you. Robot ports, there you go. Have some stuff, robots. Build some stuff, please. There we go. Okay. Have these robots, have these Logibots. Have these, have some substations, some of these, sure. Maybe some of these. Great. Okay, get to work. Get to work, bots. So then this should be our junction here. So the only difference is like I kind of put the power poles in certain places and moved them, and so it has a more consistent patterns, mostly it, as well as just so that when I make these hexagonal grids, the roboports are a little nicer looking. So we're going to try to make a hexagonal grid here on Ermintrude. I don't know if we have enough tracks though to really get it started. And so then what we want to do first is go to Granus and copy the spaceport. So we want to copy here the cargo rocket system. It's going to be pretty much the same, so we'll set this up. Hold on. Have it go here. Then I guess we do want the logistics system, refueling system. And we'll ditch this Go scanner. And get this built. So now we have Ermintrude landing pad, and we also want to broadcast. We will broadcast these signals on the Ermintrude channel. It's nice that a lot of the interfaces remain active even while the autosave is going on. Alright, so I think we're missing these guys. Okay, we're back. Let's go now back to novice launch site. And we're basically ready. This is pretty much full. Alright, we're basically ready. The rocket is close to filled. We're still waiting on maybe some more train tracks. So, but then we want this to be on the Ermintrude channel now. And that's just what's in the rocket. That's fine. Then, are we getting the science signal? We are. So we can turn this off now, actually. So the science signal's off, but we're getting it from the Ermintrude station. And let's see if more rail is coming. I'm not sure. We can also consider turning this on. So we'll turn this on to get ready for the next rocket having the space logistics. And we'll even... Are you ready to launch it? Once maybe one more train comes, let's just check on this stuff. No, we're ready over here, that's for sure. I think we're ready. This is looking great. Trains are looking good. But I think we've already used all the train tracks. So we need more. Go here, go here. How much track do you have? 400? Gosh. Who knew we would need so much train track? Let's take a little ride. Take a ride through the base. Hello. Okay, great. Alright, load this. Great, okay. I think we're good. It's good enough for me. 4:55. Go to the Ermintrude landing pad and launch. Alright, so this should be off because the rocket's off. Yes. This is disabled. Still have the science signal, but that's okay. This will activate the rocket. This is looking great. Okay. And we should see a rocket incoming any second. Hello. Don't crash. Thank you. Excellent. Hey. Alright, we got a new station on Ermintrude set up. Hello. So let's see if we can build more of the grid. So I think we want to build like this and like this and like this. I want to try to keep the grid really consistent here. So then this one will be here and this one will be here. Yes, my hope is to keep the grid very consistent and just have it be 2x4 on the interior. Then I think that will be cool. And then last thing I want to maybe try and do is set up the fuel station. So we're going to just kind of grab this coal mine here. And maybe let's take another trip to Grannis. To also copy the fuel station here. Let's get one of these. Seems good, thank you. And let's put it, let's see. So we'll build a new station for fuel. Just like one of these. Right there, seems fine. Then just for trying to figure out where it goes, just have this, sure. Okay, I need all this. And yeah, just put this like here, sounds good. And let's get a warehouse. Right here, sure. Good. Okay, go into the warehouse. Great. No big deal. And we'll just 2 lanes out. Oops. Here we go. Okay. 2 lanes of coal. Don't have any cliff explosives on me. Hopefully there's more. Hello? Cliff explosives? Let's see. This maybe. This. Okay, we're just out of electricity because it's nighttime, I guess. So, okay, we'll have to wait for the day. Let's check in on Novice then. I think this is all fine. Yes. Working our way through the atomic bomb. Building more train tracks. Or not. Maybe not. Building that many. Hello? What? Are there not stack inserters? What's going on? Okay, we have tons of stuff. Let's actually ask for, let's make this a bit bigger. Stack inserters are blocked because of iron. Everything's eating iron. Maybe it's time to do more other types of production like stack inserters. Do these filter ones, sure. So we'll just add the more production as we need from the orbital hub. So should be pretty good. I don't know if I mentioned this, but yes, I added some recycling. So I was eventually thinking about pulling the scrap off the trains, but I think now I just decided that to build a recycling center directly on the car belt and pull the ores into recycle request and turn any heavy oil into light oil, which will get eaten by the rocket fuel. So that's the plan there. Okay, hopefully the power is starting to turn back on. Yeah, I'm just not quite ready for the power yet. Bots are busy building. Can you give me, do you have any substations? Thank you. Alright, this should start working. And I think we'll just go ahead and add the fuel to the train network. I just want to see the train network working before we call the session, so let's get the fuel online. Okay. I don't know, hopefully there's enough tracks to go all the way around in the circle. Let's see, I might need to just make a little shortcut just temporarily where, let's see, just do kind of like this and go like this. Good enough. Do that. Okay, just to, I mean, I want the train to go from there to there, right? So, alright, so let's add then a depot station, and let's add a LCN train. There you go. Hello. Okay, just go to depot. Should be ready. And you should be requesting fuel. You can, I think you're providing fuel now, hopefully. Sort of thinking I should be requesting fuel, I think. And then you're going to, you can be a provider with, you know, just like 4 stacks and wait 40. Okay, but then it's also not quite done. Over here as well. hooked up, I think. Oh, there we go. There's the fuel. Fuel request activated. All right, awesome. Cool. But then I think this will be, yes, what do we call this session? We now have a new spaceport logistics hub set up on the moon Ermintrude. And the train's going. We got the fuel for the trains. And we're just starting to lay out the train network. And we will soon enough be mining cryonite and working on cryonite rods. And eventually we'll mine this erudite and maybe do a lot more stuff on Ermintrude, because there is actually every resource here. So all the base resources are here. And not that much coal and stone, but decent amount of oil and iron and copper, and definitely a lot of cryodite and erudite. So we might make use of this planet pretty extensively and try to build more stuff here. So we'll see where we go, but you know, our first goal is just to get cryonite rods and get to utility science. Once we have cryonite rods, utility science is very, very easy. So that's then just the plan coming up. But we'll call it for this session. There you go. Factorio, I am Pax, and I'll see you in the next video.